Hey everyone, for those of you who don't recognize us, I'm Pat and this is Amanda, and we're bringing you our update this week on Save the Syrian Children by video because we have so much to share.
Before we get into updates, we wanted to answer a few questions you may have though on the organization and how we got involved. So Save the Syrian Children was actually founded by our friends Phil and Tamar. About 8 or 9 months ago, they started looking into what was happening in Syria and they realized they could no longer look away. When we realized everything that Phil and Tamar had done, we decided we could no longer look away.
So let's talk about the numbers a little bit. All of us who are devoting time to Save the Syrian Children are volunteers. No one's getting paid. We try and minimize expenses as much as we can. So essentially, with the exception of some small overhead costs like credit processing fees when you make a donation, all of the money goes to the cause.
We hope that answers a few questions that you may have, but if you do have any others, please don't hesitate to reach out. That being said, we do have updates. So last week we held a clothing and toy drive through Amazon wishlist, and it was a huge success. Thank you so much for all of your donations and support. We will send an email with details on that shipment as soon as it goes out, which we think will happen next week.
And speaking of that very successful shipment, it was so successful, in fact, we delayed it slightly in hopes of splitting it into 2 shipments. In fact, we received medical equipment, including x-ray machines, touchscreen computers, catheters, and ultrasound machines from the very generous medical community in the Los Angeles area. In other news, the hazmat suits that we brought attention to recently will arrive in Syria in the next week as well.
Your donations have completely inspired us, and they are sending a really strong message to our friends in Syria that we do care. For so long, they felt really forgotten, and we hope that this shipment and those that come after bring them more hope. But there is still so much to be done. Things continue to deteriorate in Syria, and we realized a few weeks ago that the reason that we don't see these things on TV is because the bombings create so much carnage, it actually can't be shown on national television.
And many of you are probably aware of the most recent atrocity that got news headlines, and I'm referring to the car bomb that went off last week, affecting numerous people from 4 cities that were being evacuated. You know, although we're aware of it, we still overlook the brutality of it all. Of the 120 people killed, 80 of them were children. This is why we care.
To us, it doesn't matter who's causing these atrocities. It matters to us that it's happening at all. Just last week in that bombing, kids were apparently lured to the bomb site before it occurred with candies and chips. So for us, we believe that this cause transcends divisiveness. These things should not be happening in the world today. And we hope you feel the same.
So we have to keep working. There are lives that depend on us. There are amazing doctors on the ground that depend on us. And we hope you'll join our cause. If you want to support us, you can donate by clicking on the link in the email that got you to this video. And through that same link, you can also join our fundraising efforts. Thank you so much for your time.